Good morning. Today we're going to do Module 2, Unit 1, Lesson 11. And we are still going to be looking at the tools paleontologists use to study fossils. So look at these pictures of tools. Do you remember what these tools were called? Okay. We have another fossil photo for our Curiosities Museum. So look at this photo closely and see if you can tell me what you notice. This is a photograph of Levi Moxness, and he is cleaning and identifying fossils in the field at Badlands National Park in South Dakota. So let's fill in our information. This is Levi Moxness, and what is he doing? He's cleaning and identifying fossils in the field at Badlands National Park in South Dakota. We are going to read in a new book today, and it's also going to be a nonfiction story, and we are reading to see if we can discover what paleontologists do and what are some more tools that they use while they are discovering fossils. So we're going to be looking at some more tools today. Let's look at this word prehistoric, because the title of our story is Paleontology, the Study of Prehistoric Life. This is a true book. It's nonfiction. Prehistoric means it belongs to a period of time before written history. Okay, and you can see on the cover they are discovering fossils. So here's some tools we talked about yesterday. Paper and pencil is a tool, and it's used to draw fossils so they know its location in the rock. A drill is a tool, and it's used to separate fossils from larger rocks. A pickaxe and a chisel are used to separate fossils from larger rocks, and a toothbrush is used to remove rock and dust bits. So today we're going to fill in this chart with new tools that we learn about today. Okay, before we read, let's look at this word laboratory. That's a big word. Say that word, laboratory. Okay, and you can break it up in syllables to help you. A laboratory is a place used for scientific experiments or studies. So you're going to hear that word. Let's go ahead and read our book. Okay, and we're going to start at chapter 4. And that's okay because this is a nonfiction book, so we don't have to read it from the very beginning. Okay, so today we're starting at chapter 4. This is a real photograph with a caption. Paleontologists are careful not to cause any damage to the fossils they remove. Okay, so let's read. The paleontologist tools. Whether they are in the field or in the laboratory, paleontologists use special tools to do their work. In the field, those who hunt for large fossils sometimes use picks and crowbars to pry apart chunks of rock. As they get nearer to the fossils, they must be careful not to damage or break fossils. Therefore, they use smaller tools such as rock hammers, brooms, and paintbrushes to clear rock particles away. And this says one large rock might contain hundreds of fossils. So they have to be very careful. Okay, this heading is called From the Field to the Lab. Uncovering fossils that are buried in the earth is challenging work. Bringing them back to the lab can be even more of a challenge. Large fossils in particular require special preparation before they are moved. This is so they do not break before reaching the lab. Field workers cover the fossils in damp tissue paper or aluminum foil. Next, they soak burlap strips in plaster and wrap the fossils. When the plaster dries, it is safe to transport them. Fossils can be studied more closely after they are transported to museums, laboratories, or universities. Okay, so here she is. She's being very careful. Once the fossils reach the laboratory, workers use pliers and saws to remove them from the plaster. Then they use tiny jackhammers and picks to clean the grit away. Dental tools help clean tiny crevices that are hard to reach. Workers use special glue to stick broken pieces together. To identify the tiniest fossils, paleontologists use powerful scanning electron microscopes. These can show the surfaces of fossilized pollen grains and even bacteria. Studying pollen can help scientists learn what kind of plants grew and their role in the ecosystem. So here is a paleontologist looking at fossils through a microscope. Microscopes are important tools for paleontologists. Did you notice that they can even use dental tools to use to clean the tiny crevices that are hard to reach? Okay, let's go back. So let's go back and fill in our chart. Tools paleontologists use. I heard a lot of new tools today. Let me find our chart of new tools. Here we go. So here are the new tools we used. Plaster-soaked strips. Plaster-soaked strips move fossils safely to the lab. Pliers and saws. How is that used? To remove the plaster. A tiny jackhammer. That is used to clean the grit away. A microscope is used to view tiny fossils. And glue is used to stick together broken pieces. Okay, so we have all these new tools today. So now what you are going to do is you're going to write a paragraph about the tools paleontologists use to study fossils. Now, you are going to have to write a focus statement. Yesterday, the focus statement was already done for you, and you can use the exact same focus statement. It was, paleontologists use many tools to discover fossils. And what you're going to do today is you are going to use a new tool that we learned about today that's on the chart and do exactly like you did yesterday. You're going to pick the tool. You're going to pick the tool and you're going to write what it's used for. So you could say a paleontologist uses a microscope to view tiny fossils. Paleontologists use tiny jackhammers to clean grit away. Paleontologists use glue to stick together broken pieces. Okay, so you're going to pick a new tool and do just like you did yesterday. Okay, and you're going to fill in the blanks. Make sure to write it in a complete sentence. You're also going to write your conclusion statement, and that can be the same as yesterday also. These tools help them do their work. Okay, and I'll have this on Canvas for you. Okay, so what you're going to do today, you're going to write your focus statement, your new sentence with the sentence starter, paleontologists use blank to blank, and your conclusion statement. Okay, so you're going to go do that on Canvas.